I'll reach everyone. I hope everyone's well. Cheers for stopping by so early tonight. As you know, I'm Beardbo Baggins, and this is our Get Heavy show. And we have tonight joined us the mighty BOZ, which I'm fucking looking forward to. And these are some top lads, and their album, which, correct us if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, Fury of Pegana, is fucking amazing, which we'll get into very shortly. So, well, we're not really here to listen to me waffle on hours, so let's bring the lads on. So, BOZ, you are live. Welcome.
Hello.
Live on Twitch for the masses. How are you doing?
Hi, all good, like?
You all good, champion?
Yeah, been looking forward to this, like, so trying just to get like, so.
Brilliant. Well, first of all, thank you very much for doing this. It's taking time out your personal lives, as well as recording, rehearsing, etc. So I can't thank you enough for doing this. It's really appreciated. So we always like to, because we're trying to get to know more about BOZ. So we like to start off with a bit of backstory. How did you basically all get into music? How do you know each other? How did you get into music? Did you grow up together, sort of thing? Well, actually, that's a mess up straight away. There we go. See, now what I said before about messing up, and it's gone too perfectly. There we go. Because I haven't asked your names. My apologies. Names and roles in the band, please.
Marshall, guitars and vocals.
Tony, rhythm guitar, backing vocals, designated driver.
I'm filling out the drums. And there's also Brett, who's not here. He's the bass player.
He's somewhere.
I think he's in chat, so hello, Brett. I hope you're enjoying your gig at the Clooney, mate.
Hello, Brett.
We're going to get someone to replace you, Paul.
Oh, there's... like we said, it's always the bass player that gets the stick. So now we can move on to the backstory. So how did you... so bit of backstory into yourselves. How did you all get into music?
Well, me and him, Tony, even Phil and I keep forgetting because I still consider him the young. So we all started a band years ago. How long ago was it?
15 years ago.
15 years ago, called Lose Now. It was like a proper, like, down sort of rip-off. Then later on, we kind of progressed into this sort of testament-y type southern thing. It was all day.
Nice.
And then after that, the bass player, Temple, he was in the army and that, and he lived in Canada, so after that, we just sort of keep getting back together, having a lot of jams every now and again and stuff like that. And we started a band called Dirty King with a couple of mates, Mickey and Neil. Went them for like years and years, and did like a canny run with them and that, and then just like musical differences and all that sort of stuff just kind of kind of dissipated quite amicably and stuff like that. Obviously, we're all still mates and stuff. And then after a while,
Lockdown, this one.
it was just before lockdown we started jamming, and obviously lockdown happened and stuff. And then when they started opening back up, we just got together. And we had a couple of me and Tony had a jam with one of my mates called Kevin Nolan, who's with a Tombstone. He's gonna kill us now because I can't remember the name of his new band. So that's probably one story. But then we started like jamming a bit with him, like more doomy stuff, which is what we want to do in Dirty King and stuff. And then it never really transpired with Kevin out like that, and then Phil jumped back in, and that was it. That was the start of BOZ, and we started writing a good chunk of songs, which was most of the album. And then from there we got Breton, and he, like, honestly, was the only one that.
It was recommended by Lee.
Like Brett was he was recommended by Lee from Jack Ketch, obviously from Newcastle. And like straight away, he just clicked, and that was it. And then straight away, didn't think too much of it. You know what I mean? In terms of like really thinking of it and wanting to try loads of people doing that. He's just like, it works straight away. So we just fucking cracked on, like, and that was it. And Boz.
Were you aware of Brett before he got recommended to us, or no?
We pretty much had all the music wrote before Brett joined, so it was a case of him just coming in and learning almost what we had, which was good.
But there's like he wasn't in like our sort of social circle out like that sort of thing. But literally as soon as he's joined the band, that he's clicked straight away with us in terms of even just mates wise. You know what I mean? It would be one of them things if BOZ kind of kicked the bucket, you know, touching what it doesn't for a while, but if it never does, he was one of them things where he'd still be a mate, you know what I mean? So it was, so he clicked really well. Like, and obviously he gets a lot of rinsing because he's the Jason Hughes still. It's Alan Jester, he loves it, but he loves it.
So what about the three yourselves? Do you guys grow up together sort of thing, or?
You when you were, what you
me being the young one, I was 17 when I met these, and how old were you? Like,
I was like, so like, I've been looking at him since I was 15, 16, something like that, maybe just a tad later. And we had like an old band like called Fracture. It was fucking terrible. It was like thrash mixed with new metal, and we did this EP and my mate's uncle's like Pentry's thing, wasn't it? On the keys thing. It was like pre-record, like the keyboard drums, like it was all tuned up to E with proper fizzy as fuck zoom.
Done on an Ibanez.
It was it was proper like lo-fi to bits. But then once we finished recording that, we're like driving through fucking Newcastle, and he's like no top convertible thing, proper like blasted me, like, oh, we're fucking good, we're gonna make it now. Absolutely.
That is absolutely genius. Thrash and new metal. That is an interesting mix of thrash and new metal. Like, I don't think I've come across anything like that before.
Oh, it was bizarre. Like, we're that fun with it. Like, there's obviously young enthusiasm and youth and stuff like that. It's like, well, that full of stuff. We went to see American Head Charge. They tried to score some drugs off with them with Burger King. And we're gonna give them a CD. Though I'll just CD ours. Like, we're proper photocopy fucking sleeves that were horrible, proper bad. But then we went to see Sugar Coma. I don't know if you remember, like a band from back in the day called Sugar Coma. They were like a new metal sort of band from the early 2000s. And we went to see them, and the singer at the time, again, just proper full of himself, just went up to them. He's like, next gig. He's like, oh, do you fancy support more on your next tour? And that's what they think that we would be headlining. That's like, are you friggin' mad?
Holy shit. God, mad. Did I hear that correctly as well? American Head Charge trying to score some drugs from you.
I think they had just got out of rehab. So
fucking hell.
Again, like with that, doing other bands, because we fucking leave. I don't think that's not speaking disparaging, but like I went to Trills or something.
We were coming to the Trills and see what just having a 1 hour and 2. Like, oh, skis.
Like straight away, obviously just looking like, you know, teens and stores and blah blah blah. They were just like, oh, do you know where you can score? Like, no,
holy shit. Oh well. Oh, bloody hell. So, the name BOZ. How did the name BOZ come about? Because has it come from Charles Dickens by any chance?
No, it's come from. I seem like I'm fucking talking now primarily, but like, now the main story of this one. So,
how well then?
me mate Subsy, for ages were like shooting band names back and forth, and I can't even remember half the ones that we had. I've probably got a list of some of them that were absolutely trite, you know, like proper typical stoner stuff, you know what I mean? And I was with my mates, we were having a bit of a session with him, and his is called BOZ. But I only knew him as his real name. Again, it fucking escapes that. I think he's probably going to hear us. But
good at this interview for something.
But he just turned to me and goes, oh, he's like, next time he's like, he's like, I'll get BOZ to come and see. And I just like took him. I was like, yeah, BOZ, I like that short and sweet now, BOZ, and then no drastic. And I just messaged these and that, and I was like, oh, what about BOZ? And it was like, Lee, come back. Lee, no, it was just like, that's it.
It was like, well, thinking to ourselves, what could it stand for? So we pretty much like, it could stand for anything you want.
Was it like
Beard Zeus or something?
Beard Zeus, Pollux of Satan, you know what I mean? How you want to come up with, you know what I mean? Bard of Zebra, how you want. But, it just means note, it means everything in note, like, so.
We made Dog Tad from Edinburgh, and he was bollocks. We went to see them in Brilliant. And it's like the anniversary was just the other day of his video on the Merrow.
Oh,
Yeah, they said it's a Scottish word. It sounds like it's the Scottish word for balls. It's something like the jowls or something like that.
Badgers, but it just counts. So like obviously Geordie accent just sounds like fucking badgers. It was funny.
I'd see now. I think that was me thinking it came from Dickens. You know what I mean? Because obviously
Oh,
his kind of nickname was like Moses, which he pronounced Bozes, which then he shortened to Boz. So I was like, I wonder if that's how they're getting the name.
Nah, it's like, one thing that is a bit weird is, and I don't know if it's like kind of like subconscious, but on the way to like practice and that, where our singer lives, he's got like there's a barber's like on the big street that kind of runs down. And I'm assuming wherever he lives, he would drive by it. But the barber shop's called BOZ, and the first thing I noticed, because I didn't notice it for fucking ages, I was like, I hope he doesn't think it's like a dig at the old thing, you know what I mean? Just a constant reminder that this is what we're on that. But it was like I tried to fucking say that it wasn't like.
It's gonna be one of them. I'm off to go and get me heat buzzed. Oh, it's brilliant. See, that's why we do these interviews, because we don't understand the. Ooh, not my microphone. That's why we don't understand where the names come from casting time.
Well, it's not interesting.
Well, I found it quite interesting. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, no, the story is the name itself.
Peak too soon.
So how would you describe the music that you typically create? So I do hear quite a lot of different vibes, like Crowbar, Electric Wizard, bit of Down. So are you going for that doom metal sludge southern style? Would you say?
Influences really, it's like High on Fire, Crowbar.
I think the influences come from whatever these two are listening through during the week. They'll come back into practice place and be like, Marshall will be like, I've been smashing in Crowbar this week, and then like the riff will be pretty much Crowbar.
I've been smashing in Dog Time just for the riff.
And then it comes with like maybe he's listening to thrash and then trying to like incorporate them two together, which is like, you know, kind of like Preacher or like Crust as well, that High on Fire kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Rich, every time when I listen to that album, I'll start off with just playing from. I think that's my favorite song. And then it'll come to Rituals. No, this is my favorite song. And then I mustn't Preacher. No. And then you've written an entire album full of bangers, like from start to finish. Right. From start to finish, that entire record is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
First song, Sean's like quite Sabbathy, and then it's a High on Fire, and then it's just
that's one thing.
Rituals.
It's kind of.
I do love the slow, crunchy riffs, and you can hear that in Ritual, which is as soon as I hear it, it immediately just gets the head going, the blood pumping for myself, because it's just fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing.
The mate who produced the album, former Andy Bright, check his studio, Session Studio.
We actually met him when he played with Tefra at Gateshead before your Bloodstock appearance, so.
He's a banging mate now, but he got such a mint tone from it now, because it was just recording in a bedroom. Like, we recorded the drums live at Studio 13 with my mate Mark, and like I say, we did all that there, got the stems and stuff there, got like a room sound. But then when we give it to Brighty, he just spent ages like kind of putting samples on and stuff there, just trying to get like a proper nice meaty thick sound and stuff. And we were like not taking out away from Brighty's sound, but we didn't think it was going to sound as mint as what it did, you know what I mean? It's like, he's done stuff in the past and it sounds awesome, like really, really good. But even he said self-admittedly, he was like, this is the best sounding stuff that he's done. Right. And obviously it's one of them things when you're inside the fishbowl, it's like, does it sound this good? You know what I mean? We're just fucking blowing smoke up on the arse and stuff. But all the feedback that we've got from it has been really good. Like, in terms of the sound of it as well, which I've already told former millions of times, it's like he's our Martin Birch, like we're going to constantly just keep going back to him. And something else, or just take him and just put him in a mint studio, you know what I mean?
In a box.
If he's bringing out the best in you guys as well, and he's going to produce stuff like that, then that's key in it, and it's absolutely amazing.
It was a good recording experience, because obviously it was just dead chilled, like living in a room not too dissimilar from this, and it was just all dead chilled. Had a read off, a couple of cans and that sort of stuff, and not really. Like, we did take a little bit of time on it, but it was again just like refining little bits and pieces. Farm out. It was one. It was just like it was just such a good recording environment. Like, it was awesome.
Oh, brilliant! Pleased to hear it. Pleased to hear it. So, what is the what inspirations have you taken from it? Because I'm guessing you've taken it from the goddess of, again, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. The goddess of Pegana. Is that correct?
Yeah, gods of Pegana. So it's like there's an author from that I think he's from like either the late 1800s or the 1900s, something like that.
Lord Dunsias, please
pronounce it. Lord Dunsias, and there's a band I listen to, local band again called Bong. They did an album a few years ago called Mana Yod Sosha, which is like this long, really drawn song, 25 minutes long. It's absolutely mint. But the name always kind of like sort of stuck with me. I was like, that's a banging name. I was like, I wonder what it is. So I typed it into Google and it came up, Gods of Pegana. Obviously it was a full book and stuff like that. So I just read it. It's only a short book. It's only like a less than 200 pages. I didn't even know it's not. But then it had like with all these different gods and this pantheon of gods, and Mana Yod Sosha is like the main god above all and stuff like that. But there was one god called Slid, which is like the goddess, like the god or the goddess of water. And I love water, mate. It's a proper chill, we can relax a little bit. But I just kind of came up with this little sort of story, like with that god as kind of like the main thing. So it's not really a massive taking loads of like sort of like concepts from the book. It's mainly just the god and stuff like that, and I kind of just built this little story around it. So that's how it's kind of got the full concept run through. Like Sean's kind of like the what's it called? Like the gods themselves, like kind of like sleeping and all that sort of stuff, and the god and the priest praying to them and stuff. Rituals kind of taken from the perspective of like a guy on a boat, kind of right with the ancient mariner style, and this cracking like thing coming and taking him away, and that's like Slid kind of telling him to friggin' go and wash out the tune. So every single song's kind of got like a little thing relating to water and stuff like that. So
I kind of get, especially with the last song here, All Hail to the Flood. So
yeah. So that one there is like the All Hail to the Flood. It's like we're crust of the earth. Like Phil brought the name of the song in, and we kind of wrote the chorus, and I was like, I'm sure I can't make this fit. So it's like kind of like crust of the earth is like the what's it called? It's like kind of like the devastation and like the obviously the wave coming in and cracking the place, and you know, like just kind of 2112-ish kind of devastation. And then All Hail the Floods, kind of like, it was morbid as fuck when I was thinking about it. It's just like this what the hell is that film again? With Ewan McGregor, where like the wave comes in, it probably like smashes into the play. I can't remember it, like a proper movie buff, but I just can't remember it. But it's like kind of the way I kind of viewed it, and he was writing the lyrics, so just this like, sure about that. Just the waves and all these bodies just kind of floating around. It's all just about like the people who survived, and it's like, can this go on forever? And it's like, is this what we expected of the gods and stuff like that? It was just kind of based around it, like so. And obviously you've got the waves kind of at the end, ending out the album. Which is just like, nah, gives a fuck.
I love the concept, and I'm guessing you've taken the album art cover from the book as well. I'm guessing, have you?
Yeah. So that was an etching from. Yeah. So I emailed the place. It's in the public domain. It's like I was 70 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
But I thought, no, I just make sure, you know, I mean, being respectful and that. So I just emailed the estate, and I was just like, yeah, can we want to use this for like a promo and stuff like that? Would it be alright? And they were just like, it's just like, how some, like a donation or whatever. So obviously when the band kitty kicks up, just a bit of money towards there.
That was pretty nice, like.
Oh, it was awesome, like straight away. Like I kind of put it to them being like, well, that's in the public today, but we just kind of wanted to clear it and stuff. But I do a proper sound, like really supportive and that, so we just kind of took that. Obviously, we got the album artwork done with us. We got some t-shirts and all that's going to have the artwork on and stuff like
nice,
that.
Nice. Did you have that redrawn, or did you? Is it just really just a kind of a taken from the book itself?
I wanted the gold like sort of thing behind it. I wanted to make it stand out because the image is originally in colour, isn't it? But then we made it black and white, and then we're like, we need something to make it stand out. We tried different shades of the gold and stuff. And just pick one that we like, really.
Just put it in the iPod and just like I'm the artist sort of thing. So like I just put it in the iPod. and recolored it. You know what I mean? I didn't really change out the line work and stuff there. I just kind of made it look a little bit more grainy and stuff there. But it was the main thing is just all this, like, so apart from the little recoloring and stuff like that. So.
Nice. That's absolutely fantastic artwork. If I'm honest with you, like, absolutely. And did you drop them the album as well for letting you use the image out of curiosity?
Not yet, but the way the kind of sounded and stuff like that, I didn't think they were all shit.
hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Like,
send them a copy. They might absolutely love it.
Oh, you never know. They like the t-shirt, like.
We t-shirt now for the post.
Send them a badge now.
Send them a badge as well. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Did we touch on Preacher as well? Did we? The story behind Preacher.
Oh yeah. So Preacher, is kind of like, so the way the concept is that kind of like this village, obviously on the end of this sort of tune. Imagine kind of, have you seen Endgame and stuff like that? Now the Avengers.
Oh yeah. So
you know where like the like Asgard's kind of like live on the side of the sort of Waterloo, and then they've built up a tune and that.
Are you talking about New Asgard in Scotland?
Yes, that's the one. New Asgard. So it's kind of like, I kind of envisioned that's kind of where it is. And this preacher, he comes in, he's trying to bring Christianity. Or like, yeah, that's an unnamed religion, but he's like kind of bring, like, in my mind it was Christianity to this tune, and he's trying to get the people that kind of obviously come out of like a different religion, and that's what angers the gods, and that's kind of what kicks off ritual and crust of the earth and flood with all the devastation. It's like he's kind of come in and trying to sway them, and obviously the gods didn't like it, so they just kind of mess everything up. Like, so
he was a naughty priest.
He's been to New Asgard out of curiosity. Did you go?
Did
you go to the New Asgard by any chance?
Oh no, I wish.
No.
I was saying that these ones, mate, it takes us ages to get. We haven't even done a proper photo shoot, man. The photo that's in the middle of the CD was literally took
the back
cardboard. We're practice players. We just took it. We're like, that looks how we'll just use that. It was like there was no thought for it.
Is that the one that I've been using for promoting this interview? I think it looks like, I think Brett's holding the phone and just taking a selfie.
Well, literally just finished recording the drums and black and all that, just having a talk and he was like, I'll get a picture, and I used it. I was like, well, that'll take. And I just again moved like a little bit of room because obviously people were spreading that, so I just kind of cropped it, moved it in, and that was it. It was just like special night photographer.
If you need a good photographer, reach out to Dark Imaging. Yeah, he might be able to help you out with that sort of thing.
Oh, seriously.
He's one of my moderators at Mr. Kearns. He's in chat at the minute, lurking while he's listening. He's a big fan of your album as well. When you sent us an advance copy, I like messages back. I was like, "Do you mind if I send this to me, mate?" He's the one I sent it to, so he was the one that was absolutely buzzing for it. So, and when we're both seen you at the Metal to the Masses as well, I was like, "Oh, fucking BOZ top!" It's like, shit, that's absolutely buzzing, and I was buzzing that he's got to play at Bloodstock as well. I caught a little bit of the set because I think he's kind of clashed with Ginger. I think
so. Just after Ginger.
So yeah, I jumped in, seen a couple of songs and a couple of snaps. So, but yeah, Dark Imaging, he might be able to help you out with some promo photos.
Oh mate, get in like that. It's like when I was up for anybody like so.
Yeah, he's a fantastic. I'm sure if you go on his Instagram, I'll DM his Instagram later on his Instagram. He's got some of your photos on there. Nice. Metal to the Masses anyway, so he's a cracking photographer.
Yeah, sweet one.
Oh, awesome.
Sweet.
So, on the album, is anyone featuring on it? Anyone collabed or anything, or is it just yourselves?
Andy did a guest solo.
So the writing of it all was all just like us. When Brett came in, there was a bit of refinement and stuff because like Preacher was a completely different song. It was like Preacher like originally sounded like a COC, like Corrosion Conformity song. And then it just wasn't vibing, so then we ended up changing it. It ended up becoming like this thrashy, weirdy like sort of heavy ending sort of thing, which was really good. But then when we were doing like live, Tony does like a solo, so it's like the first time like I normally take out the solos, not well, I take out the solos and being greedy and out. But like, I'm like the lead guy, so I kind of do like the fasty shit. But Tony does this min solo live, but when we did it in the studio, and whatever the reason was, it was just like. There was one reason why that he couldn't. Not that he couldn't do it in the studio. Where I think it might have been a timing thing, or that he wasn't there, or something like that. And then Brighty, I was just like, oh yeah, do you want to do a solo? And so he did like the solo before my solo in the middle, and then at the end where it goes our sympathy and there's got like this. Yeah. So at the end, there's like a trade-off thing where it's like me, then Brighty ends it. So he got in, but even in the studio, like even not like in terms of like playing on the record, he I brought like load of stuff now, like harmonies that we weren't thinking of, like different, not like changing the songs, like
on floods, the heart, like,
So he did collaborate loads on that side, just like kind of like spitballing ideas and stuff, because we had been playing the songs for like 2 years, so we're like proper in the fishbowl. And when he got it was just like kind of these are like the whole bit like the chorus of Chone, isn't it? The chorus of Chone had the weird little sort of melody thing that's going on behind the singing. It's like that originally wasn't there. And he's like, it needs something. I just kind of played something off the fly, and he was like, yeah. And as soon as I think he's like, just play that, and then he kind of obviously refined it and stuff like that, and it was banging. So
the best part recording the album was the laughing at sort of crust.
I was just about it. I was one of the questions I've actually got for tonight was who is doing the laugh on
that's all of one form. I just took it and just amalgamated it what it was, but I've never laughed so much of my life.
That happened by accident now, because the original laugh was just him just being stupid. Just at the start of it, just at the start of the song, he just kept it on the original mix for ages, and now so it's some shit.
So how did you record that? Did you just jump in the boom, turn on a microphone, and just like start cracking jokes with each other, just winding each other up?
See who can do the best evil laugh. Laughing over it as well, and then he, like I say, he just took them all, just kind of pasted them in.
I think we had like a take a piece or something there, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even that many takes, I'm sure it was only like 4 takes or something like that. But it's like, I did one. And obviously the intro bit goes on for how many seconds? With 10, 15 seconds or something. I don't even know. We just sit there going, he did one, and then he did one. And I'm sure we did like a 4th one, and I jumped, and maybe 4, and I jumped over his shoulder, and I'm like, when that was in, they just merged them all and just like, did whatever he did studio magic.
I was just about to say, did you have to slow any of them down or speed any of them up, sort of thing?
No, it was like literally was that bare bones. We just kind of did it as it is. We weren't trying to like keep to a click or anything. It was just freaking just off the cuff. And it was
big format does. I just want to go home.
It's like a bit in Richmond where it's like I just want to go home before like the solo. Like that's format. He does that bit.
That was absolutely genius. Absolutely genius. So, in the future, is there anyone that you maybe want to collab with down the line?
Oh, mate, there's like
there's a list.
Dog
now, like we're up for like work with anybody. Like I was keep kind of thinking the idea of kind of maybe even doing like a split, like CD or an EP or something like that. Like see who maybe wants to do that. But it's like there's too many to mention. Like
we split a band practice sometimes, and Marshall we try to not. We want to write riffs that sound amazing, but Marshall just sounds like Doctor. You still just don't rip it off, but it just shows how much inspiration we take from them. Like their latest album is such a fucking banger that, you know what I mean? The riffs are class.
Electric Abyss, if you haven't heard it, you need to blast it. Like it's absolutely amazing.
I'll definitely, if you can DM us, I will definitely give that a listen.
Like I said, most of the freaking Scottish bands like release freaking bands like King Witch, absolutely bins freaking A and all. There's a band years ago, I don't think they're still together anymore, but Lucifer's Corpus, they were absolutely banging, like proper crowbar style, fucking heavy hammer. That's kind of like
shop death. Yeah, there's a shop death.
Scottish scene is absolutely fucking insane. Like it's really good. I love playing up there.
It's good doing here and now. I mean, you've got like Yeah, you've got Kraken Waker, you've got a Cast and Tefra, you've got Swords of Jack Ketches, absolutely loads.
The Newcastle scene at the minute is absolutely insane. Not just Newcastle, the northeast scene is absolutely insane. So many good bands coming out of our area at the minute, it's insane. And you've just mentioned a few there as well, and can't forget yourselves, BOZ. Use a part of that.
Yes.
Sorrow, who I believe are from Sunderland. Collapse of Colour, Flatline, do you know what I mean? All these guys.
Goblin Smoke and yes.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's one of them things you feel horrible for, like forgetting because there's that many in the lap.
There is.
Loads, there's just loads.
Killing over.
We'll just Stone Cold Abyss. I mean, we'll just say this: everyone from the northeast, you're awesome. Every band from the northeast, there we go. You're awesome. Keep up the hard work, folks.
Yes.
So, moving on, which I think I'm already going to know what Marshall's answer to this one would be, but if there was anyone that you would like to open for, past, present, who would it be? I'm going to
say any band,
any band that you want. Hey, if you want a gun, Spice Girls, go for it.
Clutch would be good.
Clutch.
Down, Crowbar.
I think mine personally would probably be like I've always been like an absolute Maiden fan. Like I come in and out them like when I like them and stuff like that, but Maiden, 100%. Like
I thought we were going with Dog Tired there for a second, to be honest.
Maiden not overkill for me. Like they're my two favourite metal bands. Like I'd love to play with them. Like
nice. See, anyone who mentions Testament, it's just you're speaking my language when you talk about Testament.
Phil just said Nevermore there, like, but obviously they're
my favourite bands.
They're not getting anymore, like.
No,
yeah, he had a big thing for Arch Enemy for a while, didn't he?
I think we'll do it. The music's so good.
I wonder why we all love Arch Enemy so much, yeah?
Because Jeff Loomis is going to Paul.
What are your favourite and least favourite venues?
Really got any bad ones, to be honest?
I would say the worst one we've ever played years ago was Pumphrey's Cellar Bar in town, and it was like the stage was.
Oh, it
was so small, like even the drum kit barely fit on. I had to like climb over the top, and we had to play on the front.
I remember that gig was where I was standing. I was literally by the door for the end. So if anyone came in, the door hit us, and then if anyone wanted to leave, I literally had to just try and squeeze and let them pass, but still be playing. It was just a nightmare. Like, but that was the thing. It was a long bar. It was a kind of big long bar, and it just had this tiny little thing at the end.
It was weird. The worst one for me was what was it again? Where did you take the drink on when we were youngins? No. Cuba.
Yeah.
Back in Newcastle. So when they started putting on gigs, and I remember when we played there with Losing All, we played there with like the whole band, and whoever was doing the sound, I can't remember who it was at the minute, but they had everything daisy chained by like extension cables.
Right.
So they had like a cable daisy chain and another one, obviously, which is bar crap anyways, but it was just I had to do it. And I literally put my heat on, plugged everything in, but I think we got like not even a song in, maybe 2 songs in, and he just went bump. It was like black smoke. I was like, oh shit. So luckily it wasn't that bad. I was like, I'll quickly use that one. And then that one went down. I was like the sun card down, yeah. Like, that was probably the worst place. Like in terms of just like electrics, like, the place itself was quite funny. Like,
I think the best one we've got to big up Trillions. Like the sound that we're getting there, after just getting on stage, 5-10 minutes or settings on that, then it's just like the perfect sound. The mantle's brilliant. Like once an absolute class.
Nice. Big shout to Bloodstock, yes, of course, Bloodstock. I know it's a bit of an if you want something, because when you're playing outside, obviously the sound travels, and if you're it depends on where you stand. If you're right close, it sounds fantastic, but if you're a bit further back, the sound travels and it echoes, and it's a bit hard to hear. And it's, you not feel that for outdoor festivals?
Actually, we did one. Remember Time Bar? That was pretty cool. The outdoor stage at Time Bar years ago. That was actually pretty cool.
That was kind of like, again, it's one of them things because like in the practice studio, like we get plugs. Well, only recently because obviously we're getting older. But like when we play gigs, it's like we never normally. Well, I certainly didn't wear like earplugs. And so when we're on stage, it's normally having anyways. It's normally how it depends. Obviously, it sounds like the speakers or if we're standing in front of the amp, as it cutting any of the sound and stuff. But like I say, to Phil's point there, playing in trills, it's like one gets like an absolute immense sound. Like I've said, I was like, an idea to try and get him to come with decent for like, because he's just absolutely. I think he's probably sick of death of us because he played like 5 trills gigs off the bat. He's like starting to become like the who's barn that, but he's absolutely mint engineer. Like he knows exactly what to do. Like I say, sound checks like 5 minutes, if that. Normally just like a quick one and that's it.
4.5, see. But no, another really good one's Little Buildings out in Newcastle.
It's a bad.
It's just a tiny room, but it's always a mint gig. Like it's just chaos.
See, the indoor gigs, that's what I prefer. And then you say the Little Buildings, it's a small, intimate venue. You're right close to the band. You know what I mean? You can pretty much touch the band themselves if you wanted to. I'm not going to. Don't worry, lads. I'm not going to off-put you. if you ever play there, just beard just stroking your beards while you're playing live. But no, I really do prefer the indoor gigs because, like I said, that the sound, it doesn't travel, especially up the back, because I'm pretty much an old man now, and my days at the front are done. So I hang around at the back and chill.
Yeah, we're the same problem. Most of the days are gone.
You went the crowd surfing that blood stuff.
No, it wasn't. Not a chance in hell. I'm at the back. Stand next to like that tower thing where the sound is and where they're recording like the cameras and stuff. That's where I normally sit. No, my pit days have done since 2009 when I got crushed in the Devil Driver pit. So, when they tried the world record attempt again after 2007, and instead of having one big one because they split the audience down the middle, so you had like a right and a left section. So that so they had 2 massive pits instead of one large one, and I got crushed on the right hand side. So my knee hasn't been the same since that day. So I stay at the back. I stay at the back like a little pussy.
I don't even know what band would get me in a pit like anymore. Like, I don't think there's any band that would stop me. I'll just sit there and just be like.
Oh, so any funny stories on tour?
Funny stories.
Oh,
well, haven't we done a tour, to be honest?
I haven't really done a tour because we did gig quite a bit, but Lee sort of consecutive on the roady stuff. But
well,
I managed to halfway up. I was getting on stage at Bloodstock. Literally standing on the stage because it was too high. I was a sweaty mess. Pants just stuck to my leg, and I just started ripping. I was like, I haven't even played a chord yet. This is.
Did he split his pants and that?
He getting off.
Getting off. So it's like the one here who's like the fatty of the band, who normally splits pants and that didn't do it, but he does it getting on, then Brett does it getting off. So
what's that one like?
What are the odds of that?
But Nick, that didn't really like funny stories, man.
No,
There's many funny moments to remember.
That's it. Off the cuff ones that way. It's like you'll find it funny, you know what I mean? It's like one thing we do loads is it's like I was saying before. Brett's obviously like the new guy. So it's like, well, I was trying to scare him because he's always like, he's shaking. And so like any time we're at band practice, like we'll be outside having a talk and stuff. And Brett will kind of be, let's try and get him. So like when we'll get my phone, we'll always try and scare him and record him. We're gonna do like a full-on scare compilation or something.
It's gonna be the next music video.
We just kind of try and scare Brett and stuff like that.
Bless him. I said before at the beginning, I was the best player.
The time when it's like Newstead syndrome, where it's like everybody's just going to the heat, just like take the
Oh, that's brilliant. So what, or do I have any upcoming shows?
Yes,
we've got so on Friday we're playing a Halloween sort of gig doing Hartlepool where the music spot. Who we're playing with? The Heist 221, Erebor, Block, Chapel Fellow, Phalanx, Demogorgon playing. So we've got that. And then on Wednesday,
I think it's Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday coming up next week. We're playing Trills with our mates in Krakenwaker, and we're both supporting the band Kalel.
Norwegian band, I think.
Norwegian sort of story rocky band, Connyman. And then
Is that in the tune as well? Is it?
Yes, I Trills. And then of course, we've just been given a gig. Given a gig last day gig. I look from Dog Tired, for playing up Banshee Labyrinth. I think it's the 14th of November. With like Centralia. Who else is it? I'm sure what I've been doing. So a couple of bands to be confirmed. So
that's the first headlining gig, isn't it?
Yeah, so like we are the post and we're like on the top bills, like, wow, you're mental. We want people to turn up.
I'm gonna see he's gonna have to get used to that because the more people branch out to this album, I can see it more often. You guys being at the top of that headline slot, so start getting used to it now, boys, because I'm sure it's gonna happen a lot more down the line. So if anyone, by the way, in chat is in those areas, you want to go and see BOZ, go and check them out because you'll not be disappointed. They are fantastic live. And before we take a few questions from the live viewers, what is next for the band? Any new releases coming?
Well,
So
we're right now, we've got a number of tunes like kind of, like 50% done, 75% done, stuff like that. Because what we want to do, because again, bigging up Farmer's sort of recording process, it was like really quick. So we were thinking like maybe it's now like a couple of either EPs or maybe it's an album. We haven't really decided yet. It's just writing loads, just in ours to try to beef the set list up because obviously we've been working on the same songs for quite a bit. We're not
the riff bank's massive, isn't it? We've basically got all these riffs, and we're just trying to grab one from it and just try and piece them together, see what sounds good.
We'll be working on a song, and then it'll just be riff we wrote like 2 years ago.
It's just on the songs. We're gonna do a video for one of the songs now, but it's like the momentum. Well, not the momentum, but it's like kind of we released this album. It's been getting like obviously a lot of like decent praise and stuff like that, but it's kind of not that it's run its course, but it's like we didn't really want to we kind of thought we'd just let this album kind of just say what it needs to say, sort of thing. And then with the next one, we're gonna like do like obviously like a video, a lyric video, or a live video, whatever it is.
And we've just got the t-shirts as well.
Got the t-shirts because we've never really done merch. Now we know when they've come to see when that's
you've got the first merch for this.
Again, me and Kearns were like, we've got any merch? We can't find any merch for BOZ. I was like, I want to go and buy a t-shirt or something. I kind of find out. I was like, yeah, Kearns, maybe we should start doing something for them, help them out, sort of thing.
Push them on a bit.
That's the thing. Is like we've got the t-shirts, so we've already got merch to like obviously producing like the bass player. Obviously, I keep on bass player Brett. He got like loads of stickers done, like, you know what I mean? So we just end up giving them away and stuff. We got these like mint mirrored stickers like done like of the album cover and that. It looked absolutely brilliant. But then as soon as I got one, I just stuck it on the back of my guitar. I was like, that's fine. But I'd say it's just like writing plenty of new tunes and that, and like deciding kind of like if we're gonna do like an EP or again seeing if anybody fancies doing a split or like I say, it depends on how the next songs are going because I didn't think it's going to be a concept one out there. Probably just doing like a 6 or 8 track album and just bashing that out like so.
Well, I'm not sure who you're going to use for merch or anything, but if I personally recommend again Kearns of Dark Imaging and his wife from Board Game Solutions because they make some fantastic stuff.
I get it.
I don't know if you've seen the Cast and Tefra patches. They were done by Board Game Solutions.
Nice.
So
that's the one you
yes, that's right. Yes. So they do some fantastic stuff, and I believe they're doing that t-shirts as well. So
Ah, sweet, nice.
And so if you haven't got anybody, I personally recommend them guys because they're fantastic.
Awesome.
See, the thing is, well, for us, is like obviously we've been blasting this album for ages, but technically it's only been out since August. So it seems like to us, it's been out for ages, but it hasn't even been out that long, to be honest. So it's still quite new.
It's not even a year release, is it? So, but it's
don't worry, mate. You'll get bored of
it. Brilliant. No, I don't think anyone will get bored of it because again, it's a so fantastic album, and I'm not just saying that, lads. It is. I can't get enough of it. I listen to it when Spotify releases like that. You know, at the end of the year, most played sort of thing. Yeah, I can imagine Ritual's gonna be in there for me. Well, we're pretty much coming towards the end. Before we do, though, does anybody in the viewers have a question for BOZ? And while we'll wait for everyone to type, I'll ask, do you prefer albums or EPs?
Albums for me. Albums, like
the albums, definitely.
Oh, really? I mean, I like when I'm in the car, like, well, when I have in the car, could be cars died.
Oh, no. What happened?
I've had it for years. Like, my little laddie, years ago, he called it Contra Red Golf. He called it Lightning McQueen. So I think he's watching. So, hello, Freddie. Get a bit.
Oh, bless. Bless him. Oh, we do have a question from Barks for Dice, who is Board Game Solutions. Guilty pleasures. A guilty pleasure song.
Robert.
Guilty pleasure song. Oh,
he's got because I've got mine. I want to hear yours first.
You know, I was just saying the other day. I was in a proper grum at work, and the only thing that got rid of it was Whitesnake. Just blasting Still of the Night. It was class.
Bit of clock rocking in there, like
mine's Robert Tepper, like, you know, Angel of the City, pal, bit of Cobra.
We've got a playlist because they said designated driver. We've got a playlist that we're always blasting on the way to practices or gigs and stuff, and it can range from anything from Testament to Robert Teffer.
The thing is, though, it's like obviously we've been listening to like arseholes for years now, so like the tune will come on, you'll be tuning, you'll put like the gurney riff face, but you should like as soon as like either like Robert Tepper comes on or Dance for the Dead, which are like a mint freaking synth wavy band, they're absolutely mint. But like out like that, as soon as that like Hasselhoff, the True Survivor song, like that comes on, mate, it's like, it's absolutely.
Oh, but Nias Club 7 though.
Yeah,
oh, come on, killing us, killing us. I don't know if you've ever been to like any, if you've like joined the streams before, but when we do like our music stuff, we always end our stream on S Club 7 Reach for the Stars. Every stream we end on that. So you hear all this metal all night, and then that last song is Reach for the Stars by S Club 7. Yes, I've even got me own like S Club emotes that my moderator made for us as well. So
I was going to do like a heavy neat on the drink. It's like the last ones I was like, oh, I have a glass of water before bed or a cup of pop.
You know, it used to be the elephant in Cuba, didn't it? I need the Congo.
That was mad.
Oh, brilliant! Anyone else in chat has got a question for the mighty BOZ? Now is your chance, folks. While we wait eagerly. Sometimes it could be a bit.
Is everyone left?
Hi, Brett, are you there?
Do you want about the tunes of the song, Brett? So it's like sing show for Preacher and Flood. It's drop B for the rest of them. Alright. Oh, there's me long enough.
That's fucking brilliant. So while we're waiting for everybody to type, how did the car die? Yeah, I know you said
it's been like I've had it for a year. I've had it for 6 years and that sort of thing. It's already done like 100,000 miles before I got my hands on it. But like I was going to walk, and when I put some petrol, which is always the thing. So the car always knackers when you put fucking money in the petrol. So I got to work, and that it was just like I went to change it to fifth gear, and I was going along this long stretch of road, and the revs were just like that mental. So I was like, it's probably just like either the gears or I've slipped one or something like that. And like coming in, it was like the worst, scariest ride on the way in. I could just shout everything falling off the car.
All the lights on the dashboard.
Oh, it was the worst thing was knee lights. So knee lights came in the dashboard, but it was making some horrific noises, and it was like I got Doom by where I live, and it just made this horrible conjuring like horror sound. And I was like, no, like I don't get not both. I don't get like scared by much, but I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, this is going to kill this. Like, and I was going up like this big sort of bank near mine. And I'm getting flashing. I was like, who the hell's flashing us? And I'm looking in the mirror and the back end's just like beaming of smoke. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
I was like, I wonder when I was like, no, my leaves out there. But and I got the main, I just looked underneath like it was just hemorrhaging all like so.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like,
sin.
it was not worth now, like so I was like figured out fair enough, like so it's time to get you.
Might as well just drive it to the ground.
I'm devastated, like, but I've been bus swamping it for a while, like, so, which is kind of because you get a chance to listen to a load of tunes that, you know, like I wouldn't get to listen to half the time because.
So you see DC Summer, what he's called? I'm not going to what it is.
Being a Queen song.
Is it cool? Oh, I'm in my car.
No, I'm sure there's a
So we'll have a question from Mr. Moderator, Mr. Kearns. Any covers planned?
Have a guess. See what you think or what we'll call it.
Oh, wait, I could have had the tracks in well, currently the Emerald by Thin Lizzy. And
Bury Me and Smoke, we'll just put
Bury Me and Smoke, we do that by Down. Losing All by Down. Basically, the other one used to cover half a friggin' Norther, like, so it was like, Power Slave used to do a banging. I mean, even self-admittedly, I used to love playing that Power Slave cover. We've kind of got like a couple of new covers in the work because we didn't do like a full, obviously, set of covers. We'll make high one in every now and again. But we've got a new one in the works, but we're not going to say what it is because we want to kind of keep it a surprise because it's quite canny.
Oh, well, fair enough.
You have to come every gig to see him.
I keep telling them I want to do a cover of True Survivor, not a freaking Hasselhoff one. So I keep saying because it's in B, we tune to B. It's like freaking it's meant to be.
Get it done. Get it done. That's brilliant.
Like I said,
I get a kiss one actually. I think.
I like Kiss one. But I would like to say it kind of depends what we're listening to because like I say I want to cover Still the Night for ages. Years ago Alabama Thunder Pussy did like an absolutely main cover of it. But I keep getting kicked back off these because I didn't want to do it.
Well, Kearns has just typed. It's the song that you don't want to mention. It's S Club 7 Reach, isn't it?
It was sending it. I mean, it's a strong message. So.
Question is, how did you find out, Kearns? Have you got that computer system hacked? Are you? That's the question.
It's just really you see the dance routine there. So,
oh, nice. I want to see that.
When we used to get to this social club years ago, my uncle on that, like for whatever reason, anytime we used to friggin' hit the drink and the whenever S Club 7 Reach would come on, like he literally just pounded doing dance floor and he'd be at it.
Absolute legend. What a legend. What a legend.
I used to put again do it like this.
So, I don't think we've got any more questions from the viewers, so I'll ask one more, which is pretty much, I don't know if you've seen the whole carry-on about state of tickets at the minute with Ticketmaster. What's your thoughts?
It's a shite, isn't it? It's just like friggin' price, was it the price stuff and that, isn't it?
Well, the Blink 182 tickets are £85. And then obviously Ticketmaster have pretty much become the tout themselves, so they've like doubled the prices on all tickets.
Yeah, it's saying that like I was because like I say when we're Clutch are playing in a couple of weeks, in the prices for the tickets, like baseline didn't seem too bad initially, but then like you say when you gone through them, and like every single bit that you've got in there gets added on and stuff like that. The ticket prices were through the friggin' roof by the time I paid for me and the missus, you know what I mean? So I was like, friggin', but again, if they've got a friggin' monopoly on it, it's like if you want to go and see a decent band, yeah, they're going to pay the price or friggin' go and stand outside and pick the bastards, you know what I mean? So
I mean, it is a bit crap when they buy all the tickets up and sell them like 3 times what they're worth, and I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Some of it.
Just come and support local music.
Yeah.
Come and hang with us.
There we go. Exactly. There we go. Can hang on the balls. I mean, I do understand that obviously the cost of living is obviously taking things into effect as well, of course. Because you know the roadies have all got to get paid. The bus drivers, etc. Do you know what I mean? These are all, and the promoter's got to take a cut as well, of course. So you know, I understand that all these things come into consideration. So like, I can understand the face value of paying a ticket, but when you know you're paying just for one ticket, you know, nearly to 200 odd quid sometimes.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
There's loads of bands like you see, you fancy to see and stuff like that, and it's just like you look at the price and you think, hey, I love the band, I want to see, but it's like when you try and justify it yourself, it's like that's a lot of frigging money, you know what I mean? It's just like half the time now it's like, oh, just watch it on a stream, you know what I mean? Which again takes it away from it because there's no like being at a gig, you know what I mean?
Yes.
A couple of years ago, I think it was when Aerosmith were playing Download, and I looked at it because my wife's a massive Aerosmith fan. And looked at getting day tickets, and I think just for that one day it cost more than it would have gotten a Bloodstock for a weekend. It's just a complaint. It's like, well, that's ridiculous. It's
I'm
mental.
Glad you brought that up because, like we just said, just to see 3 bands, you're nearly playing the price of a Bloodstock ticket. And Bloodstock, how many bands do you see at Bloodstock? Do you know what I mean on that list?
Bloodstock's the best festival for me. Like, it's amazing.
Respect. Likewise, it's I've been going since 2014, and it's always been like a little family at Bloodstock. So absolutely love that place.
I mean, don't get us wrong, the heat this year was insane. Man.
It was like a free holiday abroad, wasn't it?
Absolutely insane.
Who and him got like heat stroke. Was it the Friday? I was the Friday. It was before we played on the Sunday.
That's what fangirl there was saying over the friggin' God.
Literally walking back to the tent, we were like, we need some shake. It was literally no matter where you walk, the sun was just kind of creating knee sort of shadows anyway. So we were like, oh, we'll go back to the tent, have a couple of cans. And as we're walking through the VIP bit to get back to the tent, Mike Williams, they just can't just walk by him. I was just like, nah, I won't be 10.
I won't be. Brilliant. So we have had probably the ultimate of questions, and I was just about to end there, but when this came through, I think it had to be answered. Light-hearted question from Bags for Dice: what's your Greg's order?
Oh,
Greg's.
You know what mine now is only just the double chocolate cookies are the fucking best.
Man.
Like, recently, I could eat about 8 of them off the trot, like 100%. Yeah, chocolate cookies.
Mate, depends what time of day it is. It's like a bacon baguette because they're just banging. But then I've got a steak basically.
The Mexican baguette as well.
See, mate, I'm proper bored. Like, so I'll go for a corned beef pasta. Yeah, man, piss off. If I'm feeling a little bit exotic, I'll go for the spicy wedges with the spicy goujons. Like,
sorry. Jesus.
Oh, we should have the festive bakes before long.
Oh, you ever try the festive soup? That's mint. That's man.
The one that they never did knew, but I used to eat a lot like oh yeah, when it was only a Christmas thing. It was when I was in uni. I used to eat the apple danishes. Oh,
I played the cream apple tea. That was always good.
Boiled cob Greg's like, you know what I mean? Need more to it.
Yes.
Oh, this is where everyone in the States who's listening right now is like, what the hell is Greg's?
Oh, what's it, Greg? I'm sure there's a YouTube video of like a famous, I can't remember who it is, the guy who plays what's his face, man? Who did Breaking Bad? Jesse. And he's like the first one, like he's the first sausage roll or something like that. He's like, oh, you get more of these.
That's cool.
Can't it be the yum and all like they started selling warm ones apparently. That'd be nice.
I like the Greg's outlet places now. You get all the smashed bits, friggin' pasties and all that.
massive mistake he made there. He started talking about food.
Hold on. We actually, a couple of weeks back, I had a DJ over from Denver who came over, streamed here for the night, and he made sure he had his fish and chips, blah, blah, blah. But like before he left, we had to make sure he had a Greg sausage roll, and the sheer joy in his face of having a Greg sausage roll for the first time was, I wish I recorded it, was absolutely genius. It was just a sight of a whole. Just I've never sampled a Greg sausage roll.
Stop talking about food, man. Stop.
I know, is Greg still up? And
Not too hot.
Where you get all like the cheap food at the end of the day.
Too good to go.
Too good to go. You take that for some Greg's.
imagine Greg's on Just Eat, dangerous. Oh well, I think after that, because I'm getting peckish now myself. Fancy some Greg's. Again, thank you so much for doing this tonight, my lads. It's been an absolute mint. Anyone in chat, if you haven't seen on a regular basis, you can see the BOZ Bandcamp. Please check out that album, Fury of Pegana. It is a banger of an album, and if you can pick it up, support the lads as well. It'd be much appreciated. So, on that note, folks, we're gonna close the interview. We're not gonna be finishing though, so we're gonna be hanging around and blasting some music, of course. If you guys are wanting to hang around, if you guys want to hang around with her and put a couple of requests in, more than welcome to. Unless you have to go and get your Greg's before the close.
To get some food like that.
The station's on 24, isn't it? Have it inside the Dixie Chicken though.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Let's see what happens there.
So you can find them on Instagram at BOZ Metal at Instagram. I believe you're also on Facebook. Is that correct?
Sorry, yeah.
I think so.
You think
Yeah,
so?
I didn't know any of the URLs on there.
See, this is.
It's our Greg's.
You should message Greg's and see if you can get like some sort of pasty named the BOZ pasty or something.
An endorsement.
Let's see for something.
Yeah, first Northeast band to get that done. Yeah, get the BOZ.
Imagine being sponsored by Greg's.
Why not? That'd be brilliant.
What's pasty?
While you're on stage, you got to wear the Greg's Crocs.
Just be there, so there, put the beefy BOZ bacon. I like.
I love it.
Sausage rolls. Fantastic used to chuck a beer with you.
Yes, I love it. Been all about Greg's.
I know, maybe. Brilliant. Oh well, guys, it's been absolutely amazing laugh, man. Cheers very much. So hang around, and we'll catch you all soon. Again, everyone in chat, please go and check out BOZ Bandcamp, Spotify as well, YouTube. Get it all played, even support them, please, and merch coming soon, as they've said. So support the lads, and it's all greatly appreciated. So hang around, and we'll see us all in a bit.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.